Hello, hello.
We're
We're
back.
back for another season.
I'm so excited. We have some really great guests.
Some amazing. So MM goes off and she finds the best talent in the entire universe and she slides into their DMs and they fall in love with her. Yes, she's very smooth. She's a smooth operator. She finds the best talent. We go deep, we go high, we go low. There's breadth, there's height, there's depth, all of
Everything.
that.
We go for all of it.
For all of it, right? And
We're here for everything.
yes. And
And
so
we're not
talk
afraid of anything.
exactly. And so talk a little bit about this guest that's very intriguing, how you came across.
So, this guest is Mikkelangelo, and he goes by Mikey or Mike or Michael or Michelangelo, whatever. People have tagged him the Candyman. And
I love that.
the story is really inspiring. And it came out of nowhere for him. So he was, I mean, we'll let him tell that part of the story, but he had nothing and he went live on TikTok or did a couple videos on TikTok and people just, it was like magnetism, people wanted to be
Yeah.
there. They gravitated towards his lives and his videos. And
Mhm.
they ended up shocking him and started sending him things so he could make his candy.
Isn't that
And then
amazing?
he
I
started
love that.
making more. It's just such an amazing story. But we do have a clip if you want to show that first. And then
Okay.
everybody give a warm welcome when he comes on. He's a little nervous. This is his first live interview. So
I
it's going to
love
be great.
that. I love that. All right, here's the video that M made and we're gonna watch it.
I had a friend ask me if I could make him some candy grapes. They ended up being so good that I had another friend say, "Can I buy some from you?" And it just expanded to, well, what else can I make? What else can I do? I was going to start a candy business. I mean, we all have delusional dreams. You know, being today's new Willy Wonka. It was like one of those moments when you have a friend call you up and they're like, "What's up?" And you say, "I'm broken down on the side of the road. I got a flat tire. I'm stranded. What's up, man?" And they say, "Well, where are you?" You say where you are, and they just hang up. And 30 minutes later, they're just there with a brand new tire, your size tire. They got a jack, and they even help you change it. That's what happened. I didn't ask for help. They just showed up. You know, once you let go of toxic people in your life, you truly allow room in your heart for people who love you to come in and just support you.
Oh my,
I know, right?
that resonates with me because like
Oh,
time, everything it's you there's
we
only
were just
so
having
much.
a conversation this afternoon. Well, back and forth in messages about having to let go. And
It's so true. You can only like you're if you're focusing only on these toxic people, they're taking up all your time and space. You don't have that to give to the people who really would appreciate you and show
well,
up
and
for
you
you.
don't know. Sometimes you feel alone in whatever you're going through, and it's because you're so inundated daily, daily, daily with the taking from you and
Right.
you giving that you don't even know that there's people on the sidelines that want to, just cheer you on and lift you up and raise you up because there's no time to even. Pay attention to them.
Exactly. And the toxic
So
people beat you down so much that you don't even believe that you're worthy of love. And that starts to get normalized for you. Your status quo, your default setting is now so limited and low because you think that's all you're worthy of. And you don't even understand what health feels like, or health even feels icky to you. It feels like
yeah.
uncomfortable at first. So I love the way he phrased that. That was just so
Yeah.
beautiful.
So that clip, the one when he talked about the toxic people letting go, is that is what Journey's season 2 is about.
Mhm.
Letting go of, it doesn't even have to be a negative. Sometimes we have to let go of positive things too because there's just not enough room for all of it. So you have
Right.
to, and that doesn't mean forever, but it means like right now you have this and that you have to deal with. So this has to be
Yes.
put aside for a little while. And
Yes.
that's what Journeys is going to be about this year. So it's going to be about things people have to let go, or things they can't let go of, or and how that makes room in your life for other things. And I think it's
Absolutely.
going to be a really great season. I'm really excited. I'm really excited that Michelangelo is our first guest because
Mhm.
he just exudes gratitude. Like he
Mhm.
doesn't even have to say thank you. He will do what's in the box. You know how we do that on here, like what's in the box, and he'll open all
Yep.
the packages that people send. And
Mhm.
it's like before he even thanks anybody, just watching him open it, and it's just pure gratitude
Mhm.
and joy and confusion almost that it's happening to them. You know, like it's
Wow.
happening to him. It's just beautiful to watch. If you get a chance, the links are in the description. So let's introduce him, meet him, and then everybody can check him out on his social media.
Absolutely, yeah, and I love that too because it's the opposite of entitlement. There's nothing worse than a person who feels like, "Oh, I deserve all of this," and they're,
Or
that
the
type of
why
attitude.
me? I mean, I
Yeah,
get that way. We all get that way sometimes. Why me? The stupid tooth. Why me?
right.
Here we go again.
But then here's
But
somebody coming at it from a totally different direction.
yeah, and I
So
love
much.
it. And I mean, he's not perfect. He'll say that he has his ups and downs, but and he shares those as well. But anyhow, it's like the modern day Willy Wonka. He's just got something about him, and it's magical, and it's good, and we need more good. So,
So we can indulge our
like,
sweet tooth with him.
oh my gosh! So I didn't post in the video some of the candy because he's so backlogged at this point
Mm.
that he's trying to play catch up.
He doesn't even
So
wanna, like, sell any at this moment.
yeah, no, he's like, it's gonna wait. I can't take orders right now.
Mm, that's a
I'm
beautiful
way behind.
problem to
But
have. Yeah,
yeah, but he's getting organized and getting himself situated so that when he does start, it'll be a smooth operation for him as well and
right.
enjoyable. But wait till you see. I mean, there's the candy. He can tell you some of the stuff he makes. It's oh,
Let's talk to him about it
dangerous,
then.
dangerous, Renee, for you
All
and I
right,
with our sweet
let's bring
tooth.
him up and let's talk about it now that we've got everyone, like, drooling to find out more. Here he is.
Hey,
Howdy.
Michelangelo. Yeah,
Hey
hey,
guys.
everybody, meet Michelangelo, the Candyman, people call him on TikTok. And do you want to tell a little bit about your what happened with TikTok,
What
like how
happened?
that began?
Uh, well, I've been on TikTok for about 2 years, just making random posts, and eventually, it's so cliche, so overused to say that the one video that you post and you never expect to go viral, it does. I posted that video. I didn't post that video for anybody else, but the person that sent me those boxes. You know, I I recorded it just because I thought everybody always sees those random unboxing videos online, and they're always so cool and cute. And so it was my first time ever doing an unboxing video, so I thought it was gonna be a little cute idea. I had no idea that what was in those boxes. Absolutely no idea. And so when I recorded it, I was never going to post except I feel so embarrassed. I mean, nobody likes when they when they cry on camera ever. But once I realized that she loved the video that much, it was kind of like my okay to post it online for everybody. And that's
Yeah, it was
that
pretty great.
it just turned my life around for overnight.
So what happened, Renee, is he did a video and then people sent him stuff that he wasn't expecting to get in the mail. And so he did an unboxing. Actually, it was one woman, right? At first, I believe. And he did
Yes.
an unboxing, like what's in the box. Like we call it what's in the box when we do it here. But and then people just went nuts over this video. Like I said, the gratitude, the joy, that pure innocence of just being completely immersed in gratitude was palpable. People felt it, and they felt
Right.
something, and that's just something we're lacking in a lot of ways on social media. So I think it was refreshing, and people were like, "Tell people what was in the box."
Tell people what was in the box. Well, when it came to the box, uh, what nobody knew what I was doing behind the scenes was trying to just sell candy for a side hustle. I was just trying to get things going, and all I had was used utensils from Goodwill, things that I could just buy for $3. And so what was in the boxes was just the basic necessities to get me through what I needed to complete more orders, like a candy thermometer, like candy molds, like from my Reese's cups, like my peanut butter squares, and like a candy pot, like an actual. I only have one candy pot, you know. Now I have so many that I can be there. What was in that box was just more than just utensils and spoons. It was such motivation. It was such. It was. I looked at those boxes and I don't. I guess it was more than just items in that box. It
It
was
was like
hope.
you looking at your future. Yeah, hope. That's a good way to put it. Hope. And so Michelangelo will tell you, and one of the other things that got me is he didn't have much to begin with. And so all of these little things that seemed little to everybody else, like, oh, I'm just going to send him a candy thermometer. Oh, I'm going to send, were super huge. Everybody went nuts about it. And now it's been like nonstop packages coming in and just amazing items and gifts. Um, and he's going live more and showing how he makes his candy and everything. And people are just, he talks about the box and what was in it giving him hope, but I think in a lot of ways he's given a lot of people hope as well. That there's goodness. We can still go online and enjoy things, not just hear the drama and the negative and the
Yeah, it doesn't have to be it bleeds, it
beautiful.
leads. You know, I feel like people are so inundated by the negative that now we're just
Mm.
gravitating towards the sweeter side of life. Stacy Mummy on YouTube said, "What's one thing you want people to know about you personally?"
Ooh.
That's a
I
great
believe
question.
she's from your TikTok, if I'm
Yeah,
not
she's
mistaken.
she's one of my moderators, part of my little team I have going. But something I want people to know about me personally. I guess when it comes to being an influencer today, I think a lot of people think about influencers in a god or goddess way. And so if there's one thing I want you to know about me is I am just a little guy. I am just a little guy. These lights are not from Hollywood, and uh, I am just making mistakes daily. And I learn from them quickly. Just when you see me right now, just don't envision Superman. Envision the guy behind the desk, you know, doing all the hustle.
That's really great. Yeah.
I
And,
love it.
so many people are coming down in a negative way with social media. But for me, I feel like social media is overwhelmingly positive. I actually have a really
Mm.
positive relationship with that. Can you speak a little bit about your relationship with social media before you became an influencer? And maybe to people who say, I don't want to be on social media. It's all negative doom and gloom. Like, is there anything you can say to them to bring them back into the fold?
Yeah. Before I blew up on TikTok, nobody watched my videos, and I think that's the biggest reason why I was okay with posting my viral video because I didn't think anybody was going to watch it. When it comes to creating content, I don't like to make repeat content. I would rather do things that are so entertaining that you look at it and you almost want to learn how to do that, make that, or find your own way to be inspired by that. So before I blew up on TikTok, a big thing that I was into was transitions, trying to just learn how to go to the next scene and everything. And I think for 2 years, I was being made fun of because anytime I was alone in my room, people would walk by and see me just doing these weird little things all the time. And nobody ever encouraged me to do it. Nobody ever wanted me to continue doing what I was doing. It was all pointless. I was never going to be that person that got noticed. So what was the point? But it's my biggest motto is you gotta sing. You gotta sing even when you feel like nobody's listening, because the right people will hear your song. I mean, there's people that went through my entire TikTok to the very first one I posted and watched them all faithfully.
That's
and,
me.
and
That's me. That's them. That's what I
that's
do. It's
and I
good
feel like that's
though,
because
right?
yeah, you want to support me. You feel like you related to my story. And just
Yeah.
imagine if I never documented that. Imagine if I never posted until that video. You would have no idea who I am. You would have no idea about how hard I wanted to give up on December 5th. You know, I was that close to stopping making candy forever.
Yeah, so when I say he had nothing, like his cabinets, his countertops, he had nothing. He was working with the bare minimum. And people, it's unbelievable amount of stuff that's been sent to him for him to be able to do this and move forward. And he's very grateful and he pays it forward, which is great. If you want to, I see a bunch of people saying, "Oh, I'd love to see you do your candy." He goes live on TikTok up to 8 hours and will do candy like we'll film live and interact with everybody while he's making his candy.
That's so addictive. That's just
Yeah,
amazing. I love that too. And
yeah.
Caitlin Nash on YouTube said, "What's one thing we can all do to help you get a little bit closer to your dream?"
Um, what's the biggest thing you can help me get closer to my dream? I guess is just follow along and support me. I know that when it comes to like TikTok, there's gifts and donations and all that stuff, but there's also free love. There's always free love. You can always just tune in and just help click the little heart button. The little heart button. It just helps just promote my stuff. You don't ever have to spend a dime on me if you want to just come and just learn about me. I think that's the biggest way to help support my dreams, just because as much as people want to buy my candy, I also just want to help build connections with the people. Like, I don't want to be just the guy making candy. I want to be the guy that when you get your candy, you know it's from me and just me.
Mhm.
I
See,
love
that's
that.
why everyone's buying your
I love
candy
it.
because we love you as a person. It's you as a
It's beautiful.
person. Isn't
It
that great?
is. It's like he's giving a bit of himself, and that is why he got the nickname the Candyman, obviously, and Willy Wonka. Today's Willy Wonka, because
Mhm.
there's something special when somebody gives you something homemade to begin with, right?
Right.
Like, that's a piece of them. They gave you some of their time, their effort, their money, their whatever. They've given you that as a gift. But then if you get to know him and watch the videos and get invested, you also know that you're not only are you getting a little piece of something he took the time to make for you and put love in it and time and energy, but you're also reciprocating by giving him more hope and his faith into what he's doing. So
Right.
it's just this
Absolutely.
amazing back and forth, and I I I love it. I love it.
And
I do. I
yeah,
enjoy it very much.
and Alana is asking, does he make candy? Because she's just being introduced to him right now. And yes, he does, but he's kind of backlogged because everyone bought his candy. So you can still follow him on TikTok and put in an order. I guess I don't know how much longer you would be ready.
Man, I'm trying. So the biggest reason that I go live every day from like 7 p.m. to 3:30 in the morning is because that is like my main focus is just to make all this candy. I got so backlogged that I have so many expectations, but I have so many. I just keep getting pushed and delayed. I'm trying so hard to get caught up, but as soon as I get caught up, I'm gonna make a big old post about it, and everybody's
Okay.
going to know as soon as it's available.
And
All
he's
right.
also working on a website. So once he releases that website, we can post it on
Oh,
the
that's really great.
Absolutely.
across our social
Okay.
media so people can get it. But in the meantime, like you said, you can check him out on TikTok and watch his videos. And
Yep.
yeah,
And
I mean,
Megan, I just wanted to say, Megan wanted to know what's the experience you want people to have from watching your lives and following your journey?
Uh, a big reason why I do go live and I've stopped trying to like make little videos is because I want you to see that I'm a real person. That I have bad days, I have awesome moments, I have bad candy, good candy, unsellable candy, unpretty candy, but I also have beautiful candy. And I want you to see that when it comes to making a dream, you just watch my life, even if it's just for 5 minutes or 8 hours. You'll see that it's not just some machine making your candy for you. It's not just some person doing it for money or for clout or anything. This is me trying to show you that if you just stay here and watch my life, you'll realize that this is authentic candy. It's not just gourmet. It's real.
I
So,
think people feel you
sorry.
have this. No, you're good. You're doing awesome, by the way. Absolutely wonderful. I know you were nervous with you being your first live interview, but listen, we're easy peasy over here. There's something when you're watching you And it's not just what you say, but what you do and your actions and everything, the whole thing. But you feel appreciated. Like you appreciate your viewers just for coming and watching you.
Absolutely. Like, I
Yes,
hate
you know,
referring to them as followers or fans. Like, I have so many regular people in my lives that they're my homies. They're my friends. They're part of my team.
that's so awesome. So what is the team going to get for a nickname?
What is the team gonna give for a nickname?
A lot of, everybody gives their fans their little nicknames. They're going to be
I've been
I
working
don't
on
know.
a few.
Everybody's going to have to be working on that. Send them some ideas, people.
Absolutely. Get something real
I
good.
loved the story that you told too about how it's like you when your car broke down. If your car breaks down and then you call a friend just happens to call and 20 minutes later they're there with what you need without you even asking. And you said, I didn't ask for any of this. It just happened. They just gave it to me. That is so profound in social media, today's world, the climate recently, like currently, right now, is just so much frustration, I think. So I really hope that you are getting back what you're giving out, because I'm telling you right now, people are really taking a lot from your lives, your videos, your clips, your unboxing, your candy, everything. They're really giving people a lot of hope and optimism, and just the break of just changing, just having that moment where they can escape and just watch you and your joy and doing what you're doing, because you obviously love it. And we all know you work a regular job. This is not paying
Yeah.
your bills yet. It would be great to get there. That's like everybody's trying to rally and help.
Mhm.
So eventually someday this could be his actual living. And
That's
it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I'm enjoying it.
And
Um,
to that end, Sandy was asking, how long is the wait list, and do we order right on TikTok? We're getting a lot of people who just want to buy like right now.
oh my goodness. If you saw the list, it's like one of those things that if I like sat there and I scroll, you would be scrolling for about an easy like 7 seconds, like fast scroll. And I'm just talking about it's a lot. When I first became big, when I got my first 1,000 followers, I thought that was all I was gonna get. That's all I was gonna get. So when I had these people coming into me and just be like, "Hey, can I get this candy? Hey, can I get this and this?" I was taking these orders, and then I don't think anybody ever told. Nobody told me actually. When was it enough? Until I think the third day of me taking orders, I finally looked at myself in the mirror and I said, "Stop right now and just work on these."
don't look to me and Renee. We don't know how to stop either.
We don't know how to start. We're also these like type A personality, like
A
workaholic.
lot of these people in the audience are going, "Oh, that sounds like Renee and M."
I know. It's the Energizer
Yeah.
Bunny with the Energizer Bunny. Brie Killa said, "Was there one thing about you that you would change in your life? Like if you could change one thing?"
Oh yeah,
Ah.
absolutely. So I know this is the kind of the point of the whole episode, but when it came to my life, I held on to so many toxic people and things and events and trauma and everything. I held on to so much toxicity, thinking that it's okay. As long as it's not a part of my main life, as long as it's just like right there and I'm holding on to it. I can't let go of it because I'm kind of codependent on all this toxicity. It's always been there. It's just comforting. I know I can rely on, the what to expect with negativity. But what I would change is if I could go back to my younger self and say, if you just allow yourself to let it go, you will realize really, really fast just how many people want to come into your life and support you. When you hold on to these people, your heart becomes so full with all these people that are not loving you, but taking a place within your soul. But I wish I would have let it go a lot of people a couple of years ago.
Somebody's asking, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. So
Yeah.
listen, I am not 29, and we'll just leave it right there. But you're gonna run into people. I mean, there's still people that I've had to let go of that I'm like, why didn't I do this 20 years ago? So you're just the fact that you recognize that, and granted, you've been through a lot in your life, so which,
Yes.
everybody does, but it's all different. So you're very blessed to be able to recognize that in your 20s. That's a
Thank
huge
you.
blessing because not all of us had the wisdom to do that. And here we are still with some people that it's like, why am I doing this to myself? Why? It makes no sense. Because
I
it's
think
not just
another,
them doing something to you, you're allowing it. I mean, by allowing them in your life. So
yes, absolutely. And like, I think
there's that.
a big reason why I'm trying to like advocate for letting go of the toxicity and allowing the blessings in is because there's how do I word this correctly? Uh, I'm sorry. I see it in my head. I know it doesn't articulate well outside, but there's so many people that are willing to be around you but not listen to you as well. Like you guys that join into my live, that read my quotes, that watch my videos and become inspired. This is not just recently that I've been doing this. I have been trying to help my friends and family for years to get them out of the grave they dug themselves, saying if you just change your mindset, if you just sit there and just say thank you for getting a free cigarette from a guy at the bus station, or going to the grocery store and somebody paid for something, just as simple as that, you can change so much. And I've had so many people in my life that have listened to me and just said, that's not true. I'm never going to do that. That's wrong. Life doesn't work that way. No. And
Yeah, the
now
good
that people
old
are,
adage. That good
yeah,
old
now that people are,
old adage. Yeah. People
I
say,
want
"Oh, that's not how it works.
to,
You got to take care of yourself. You first." And yeah, I totally recognize that. I'm a huge giver to the point where my husband and I had to sit down and have a whole conversation and give me a giving budget because I will literally give you my car. Like I am so bad. I am so bad that I had our budget so turned upside down at one point. But you learn, right? You learn that you have to.
absolutely,
Letting go isn't always the bad stuff. Sometimes it's stuff that brings you joy. Or I enjoy giving, but that was toxic. I took it too far.
right.
So you're doing great.
Like one of the biggest things one of the biggest things that I had to let go of, besides just things, was people. Like with losing my mom, I truly lost the biggest support system in my life. Was losing my mom. That was taken from me, and one of the people that I let go of in December was somebody I was still in love with, but had been so toxic to me for 2 years that I finally put my foot down. And those two things brought me so much joy and so much peace. But yet I had to find a way that once I let go of them, that there was still going to be a positive even on the other side of that love.
You have a lot of really balanced thinking and emotions. You're emotionally aware, and a lot of people aren't. I mean, I think tell people all the time. I was like 35 when one day something happened to me, and I said, "Oh my God, this is what it means to be mature." Like, I wasn't asking, "Why is this happening to me?" I was saying, "What could I have done differently?" Like, and I was in my 30s. So you really get a lot of wisdom there. Keep it close to you because you're only going to build from that. And when you're on live, a lot of times you have friends there with you, and they all seem really supportive and uplifting.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's
I
good.
love my team. I love my team so much.
You have a whole
I,
team. Yeah. He also has amazing cats, and they're in the videos sometimes. One of the last video when you were cutting your sweatshirt and the cat, and you're like so patient. You're like just moving the paw a little bit so you can, and then the paw comes back over, and you're like, okay, no. Like I swear to God, it took him 10 minutes to cut an inch on his sweatshirt, and he never even flinched with this cat. Like not even flinched. Like I'm looking at my husband and I'm like, this is like meditative. Just look at how patient he is. I go, I feel like I'm watching Bob Ross make a painting. I'm like, who's
I
gonna
love
win?
that so much.
Who's
I
gonna
love
win?
that.
The cat or the scissors? What is he gonna get annoyed? Like, let's take bets. But you did it.
Like
Not
even,
once.
even when I do get annoyed with them, they don't give up. They don't give up. Like people in the comments were like, "You should. I would have just moved the cat." And I'm like, "Listen, maybe I should have shown you what happens when I move midnight. I move him, and he just like moves right back over. He's like, "What are you gonna do now? I'll do this for 29 more times." You know. And
Yeah.
so
If I make my dog get down like off the bed or the chair or something, then she comes back and she's taking more of it. And she's gonna keep taking more real estate until I'm like having to get up and go somewhere else because I'm not winning. It's just not happening.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, my cats are also just so spoiled with all the boxes.
Oh, I bet. I never even thought about that. All the empty boxes for them to play in. That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you have a wish list? Because I know at one point people were talking about you having a wish list, like on Amazon.
I do. I do have a wish list. I have a clickable link in my bio on TikTok right now, and I also have a PO box in my bio that people are welcome to send things to. Also, with that being said, one of the biggest things that I'm trying to ask people for is I have this big old project idea. Is I want a bunch of people to write me a letter, a handwritten letter, telling me their favorite childhood memory that involves a piece of candy. You know, whether that's once a month that they got to go to the candy store, or maybe once a year on their birthday they got to go and pick whatever candy they wanted, or if it was always a road trip to a certain gas station on the way to whatever the candy was. I just want that letter and sent to me, and I'm just trying to get just a few letters. I have 6 right now. I'm trying to get 10 at least, but I want to
Oh,
do
I
a
bet you
whole
you're gonna get a lot more than that. I have a feeling once that spreads. Okay, everybody, let's go. All my writers out there, we need letters. Your favorite childhood memory of candy. The
Absolutely.
links to Michelangelo's TikTok are in the description, so you can click on there and then get the link to his wish list if you'd like to purchase something, or um, stay tuned and know where, so you'll know when his website goes up for more orders. Do you want to tell him some of your best sellers for your candy?
Oh, absolutely. So I was kind of prepared for this. I have a list. Okay. So the things that I offer are caramel bites. I offer plain sea salt, coconut, and chocolate topping. If you live locally here, I offer candy grapes. I have yet to figure out how to ship them. And when it comes to cinnamon sugar nuts and cane sugar nuts, there's 2 different flavors. One's sweet and one is kind of like a smoky flavor. And I got candied oranges. They're slices of oranges, and I candy them until they turn a little bit gummy, and I dip them in chocolate. I got peanut butter squares. They don't taste like a Reese's. They taste a lot better than a Reese's, and I definitely try to make them so when you taste my peanut butter square, you know it's from Beartooth Sweets. And I got chocolate
Oh,
dipped caramels that come in.
we never even mentioned
What?
the name. Yeah, tell him again the name of your company because we didn't mention it.
Oh, absolutely. See, there you go. Yeah, Beartooth Sweets.
Beartooth Sweets.
My place is called Beartooth Sweets.
So when Willy
Homemade candy for the
Wonka
soul.
Michelangelo, when Willy Wonka Michelangelo hits it big, everybody, you can say, I remember that first interview. Beartooth Sweets. Now I'm toothless from eating all his candy, but look, I knew him when. No, you're gonna have
Right?
merch too,
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
When you
I'm
get your
so happy
website
to
up,
start doing this.
you're gonna have
What's
merch
that?
too, right? You planning on having some merch when you get
Oh,
your merchandise
absolutely.
yet, sweatshirts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
We're
That's
gonna
all.
have stickers, we're
Speaking
gonna
of
have
merch,
shirts, we're gonna have
everybody should check out the Cosmos Outpost where I got this lovely mug.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it.
It's all right. There you go. Michelangelo's. I'm gonna.
Oh,
This is.
let me show you my mug
I'm
now.
no.
Check out
I'm
my
no
mug.
Michelangelo, so I'm not like
Check out my
Nice,
mug. This is Angel's
nice.
Designs. I wish I could show you the bottom. Angel's Designs. Woo! So
Yeah, you're
amazing.
always good too about promoting people and things too. That's awesome as well. Yeah.
It's not my favorite. It's like one of my. I use this every single day. This is one of those cool things when people send me stuff. I will always find a way to use anything that I've been given, even if it's just the weirdest things.
We all rise together. It's always a good thing. Like promotion, it just lifts everybody up totally. We have a question about what's one advice you would give someone who wants to start out but is scared to put themselves out there because of some negative stuff.
I think the first piece of advice is, if you're scared about the negativity, I think the first thing you should realize is you're not going to be accepted by everybody in this world. There is almost 8 billion people. Not everybody's going to like you, but there will be your people that love you. And if you need to, another little push to get going is just know nobody has ever went into a project knowing what they're doing. You know, the skills and confidence comes from doing it, and it's going well. Just keep going. Just one more day, and one more day, and one more day.
I love that. Oh my
And
gosh.
he also did a video. Can you tell us a little bit about that video? You did a video, I want to say you stitched or duetted with somebody who was having a rough time, and you were like, just give me one more day. Can you talk
Yes,
a little bit about
absolutely.
that? Because that was so
So
inspiring.
I guess like the biggest thing that I want to do with this influencer power is again not monetize it, but reach people that are in their darkness. And when I watched that video, this person was talking about how she sold about 40 to 50 paintings in a year, but at that point she posted that video, she hadn't been in her studio for a month, and she was scared to use her supplies because a lot of us creators, we use those things as an escape only when we're in our darkness. And she just didn't want to touch it until she was for sure that she absolutely needed it. And so what I wanted to do was inspire her to just go one more day and send her my painting stuff I haven't used in forever, but I'm just wanting to donate it. And I had some other people send me stuff to give to her as well. And if there's just one person I can change, if there's just one person that listens to me and just starts painting again, because they have just my old rickety paint that they can water down, that's all that matters to me.
It was phenomenal. Because okay, so part of that story is that she was afraid, she was having monetary problems, financial issues, and she was afraid if she used it, she wouldn't be able to buy more. And so if she got even deeper into depression, she wouldn't have the supplies to be able to go into her studio. So it was like this
Yes,
vicious cycle in her brain, just torturing her. I'm depressed, I want to go paint, I don't have enough paint, I don't want to run out, I don't have the money to buy more. What if I get more depressed? And just around and around and around in this cycle. And I loved the part where you said, just give me one day. Give me one more day. And I believe she did a reply, right? Or she made a
yes,
post in general, yeah.
absolutely.
And she
Yeah,
was
she's
so
been
grateful.
painting. She has been painting since then.
Painting,
She
yeah.
has been painting and creating. And it makes me really happy.
Yeah. That's brilliant. That's what we need. We need more of that. Keep it coming. We love it.
Thank you.
What are you hoping? Do you have aspirations for your candy? Like, what is your short term and long term hopes with your candy business?
So my short terms, even before I blew up on TikTok, my short term was I was going to get a little scratcher map of all 50 states and start crossing off every state that I got my candy into. Even Alaska and Hawaii, I was going to be able to. That's my short term goal, making sure that I can cross off every single state in the United States before I go out of country. I mean, I hope I go out of country before then, but and then my long term goal is I want to be as known as Willy Wonka. I want to be known as a Hershey. I want to be so well known that when I'm no longer on this earth, people are still buying Bear Too Sweet candy.
That's freaking it's beautiful.
I know, like every
That's
word out of his
beautiful.
mouth is just so touching. That's why everyone is following you, and it's just amazing. I was flipping through your TikTok, of course, like everyone, and there's just so much amazing content on there that's very touching and fun at the same time. And like Emma's saying, your live streams are epic and legendary, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Sally Quinn said, "What's something you wish you could tell your childhood self?"
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's a cool
always a hard
question.
question.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I guess if I had to tell my younger self one thing, it's always just be comfortable in your own skin. Don't allow other people to tell you what's comfortable to wear, whether that's inside or outside of your body. It's very hard for me to accept.
And that's been the hardest thing for me too, is like to be authentic, because I'm always I want to nurture other people. I want them to stay in their comfort zones. I don't want to freak anyone out. I don't want any conflict or stress, But as I grew older, I realized it actually causes more conflict if I'm just pushing that basketball under the surface of the water all the time, like pushing down my authenticity. It ends up kind of blowing up in my face, and it annoys everyone else. People don't really even respect it, and it just creates further problems down the road. So I'm trying to learn that, but I learned that kind of like late in life. You're this wise young person who's like this old soul, and you figured all of this out way before a lot of us did.
Yeah.
I have my dad to thank for that. My dad is really the humble gratitude man that I truly believe he taught me what gratitude was at the age of 13. And slowly I started to realize what life was without gratitude. And then eventually, once I reached my 20s, is when I started to realize what actual power gratitude has. And that's truly when it changed my life. It's probably around early 20s. But it was my dad who taught me the power of gratitude.
It is a pretty amazing lesson to learn at a young age, is to be grateful and humble and content. I'm trying so hard. I try to teach my kids and stuff, and myself even. My dad was the most content person I ever met. He never wanted more than what he had. He never pushed to be able to, get anything about, like, oh, the neighbor's got this or everybody has. He was just content with what he had. He never wanted more than what he had. And I think we all in society are always pushed, better, better, more, more, do better. You got time, now you finish that, now something else, and then and we just go. We don't take time to just be content where we are. So that's a huge lesson that you were lucky enough to learn when you were young. That's amazing. And it sounds like you have a great dad. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. I had a great
I think we
family.
all need somebody, yeah. We all need that anchor. And that's the other thing. Anchors can be good or detrimental, right? I mean, you want to be anchored in your uh, morals and such, but you don't want to be pulled underwater. So
Right.
I listen. You are doing great things. Your candy, amazing. Um, do you want to finish your list? Because we kind of went sideways when you were reading your list. Is there more? You were talking about the oranges.
Yeah.
I know,
and,
and I
and
like.
what are your favorites? Like, what are
Yeah.
some of your favorites?
You guys are just as bad as me. That's so
Oh,
funny.
we are. We're all over the place.
I tell people when they come into my live, I'm like, listen, this is what the live is. This is a big old classroom. You guys are the students. I'm the substitute teacher. I'm not even the real teacher. We have a lesson plan, and we never do anything that's in the books. We just go with the flow.
That's so much more fun that way. I prefer that way. It's the
Renee and I used to
improvisational
plan out
way.
when we first started doing shows together. I would plan everything out, and then I was like, the very first day, I was like, yeah, this no, and
It
I never
doesn't
did
work.
it
It just doesn't
again.
work.
Never did it again. I'm like, no, it's so much better to have a conversation. I would rather just hold a conversation and let
Yeah.
the guest lead us,
Let it
and it's
flow.
just awesome.
Just let it flow. Yeah.
Let it go,
But
everybody. Let
for
it
my
go.
candy, before we get more distracted, oh, well, the last thing on my list, and then I want to read so I have descriptions of what you get when you buy it, but and then chocolate dipped caramels. They come in white, milk, or dark chocolate, and then I can also salt the caramels in each bite. And then another thing I'm going to add to the menu before when I start orders again is the cheesecake cookies. Everybody's been watching the cheesecake cookies, so that's one thing. That's not in this list, but so when it comes to quantity, I go by weight. Caramel comes in a half-pound order. No matter the size of the caramel, you'll get 8 ounces. Maybe a little over, but never under. I can make any size bite you want as well, small or big. Grapes come in a container that's 16 ounces. Depending on what grape you choose, green or red, can depend on how many you get. Green are usually bigger, and you'll usually end up with about 12 grapes, average. And I have upped that. Now I'm trying to include about 20 to 21 grapes in each grape order. But The nuts come in 4-ounce bags, about the size of like a little gas station bag. If anybody has any gas station that sell candy nuts, and the candy oranges come in 5 slices in a package, and the peanut butter squares are a half of an ounce bite and enough to finish in 2 bites. So, and that's the same for the chocolate covered caramels. And then the cheesecake cookies will be coming in a package of 5, and they can come in plain or covered in chocolate.
We like
That's the candy.
ourselves some chocolate, Renee and I.
Yeah, listening to this is so just awful because I don't have it in my house right now. Like, I wish I could just be munching on it while you're talking about. I love caramel. I love cookies.
Yeah.
Chocolate is my obsession in my entire life. Like, I can't even believe this. And you're backlogged with your order, so I can't even buy it now. It's making me crazy. Oh my gosh.
Soon.
One second.
It's
Oh no,
torture.
he's gonna show you now. He's gonna make you drool.
Yeah, and then we want to get to this question because this was a question that I wanted to ask too after you show this. Oh, okay, you're doing that. Okay. What's your favorite memory of candy? I love that. It's like a nostalgic question. Because I wanted to know too about like how you got into what are your candy memories?
What are my candy memories? So I guess the biggest candy memory I have, and why I want to try to do this, is here in Montana. We there's a place in Red Lodge that it's not the same as it used to be as my childhood, but when we would go up to Red Lodge, my mom and dad, we would stop into this candy store, and as a kid, you would just walk in, and there's this candy on all the walls, and in these big old bins, and they always did the candy by weight, not by pieces. You know, you just fill it up and then weigh it, whatever. And you know, at that time, they always had like even those little candy cigarettes, those chocolate cigarettes. They just had all those crazy, just old style fashion candies that you just don't find just anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I just remember the nostalgic feeling of every time we got to stop in that candy store, we walked in, and just me as a kid just being like, I can have whatever I want. And like, of course, I mean, you don't get everything. You just literally go to that one bin, all those candies and all the Tootsie Rolls and all the blow pops, you know, and so you just
oh my
that's
gosh. Yeah,
And
I
that's
love like I have so many memories of candy from my childhood as well. And it's like fun and you get to have this release. It's like a reward for anything that you do. And I don't even, it's just amazing. So is that when when did it become obvious to you that you actually could create candies? Because like it's never even occurred to me that I could make a candy. How do you get that chutzpah and that confidence?
So that confidence definitely came with time. So when I made the candy grapes, and I realized there's so many several different methods to make a candy grape, and of course I tried every single method. And once I realized that you can truly just play with sugar in all its different forms to create something that tastes amazing, I'm like, what else can I make with sugar? And then that's when it turned in from candy grapes to caramel. And I spent 2 months just playing with caramel, just trying to figure out how to make caramel sauce, caramel bites, and hard caramel, and all this stuff. And I realized like it is so hard to make candy, but it is so easy when you get the science down, you know. And so I realized I could do it as soon as I got my very own caramel recipe that I made up by myself. As soon as somebody tasted that and told me that this is absolutely amazing, it tastes like your childhood in a bite. I said that's it, like that. This is what I'm doing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I knew I found gold. You know, the golden ticket.
The golden ticket. Yep. There it is. Little Willy Wonka. I love it. I love it. I love it. I like how you've embraced where you're at as well. And you're kind of I know you act like you're nervous and stuff, but you seem fearless when you're on. Like you're putting yourself out there live to hundreds of thousands of people watching, and like you said, it's not always a success. Sometimes it's trial and error on making new candies or a new recipe, or even just one you've done 100 times, but maybe the stove didn't fluctuate it or whatever, and it just comes out wrong or different. So I mean that's pretty brave to be able to do that. So you
Thank
are
you.
doing you need to, when you're looking in that mirror and giving yourself hell for going too far and doing too much, make sure you tell yourself some good stuff too. Read some of your
Absolutely.
comments if you have to, because they're brilliant. They're
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Yeah,
He also likes
definitely.
to play jokes like on DoorDash and such, which is funny. Like, give me a funny, give me a funny, give me a funny knock or something, and you'll get a special tip. And I'm like, oh, that's scary. And then the guy actually, the one we saw, he did the little knock you gave him to do, and then he didn't even wait for the tip. I'm like, he went through all that, did what this crazy thing you asked him to do, and then he didn't even wait to get
I
the tip.
know. I know. I
Hilarious.
think it's so funny, but
Hilarious.
I'm gonna partner up with DoorDash one day. I'm gonna partner up with DoorDash. We're gonna we're gonna come up with some crazy requests.
Like, yeah, there you go. There you go. Wait, DoorDash me over some of those peanut butter squares. I'm craving some grapes. Let's have those DoorDashed over.
Absolutely.
So, what do you want? Like, do you want a small store? Do you want to be in stores and just have like not your own store? Like, what is your dream to do with the candy? Your dream scenario?
My
Other than
dreams,
having Wonka Land, which I don't know that we can find you Oompa Loompas, but we can try.
like so not my short term and not my long term, but I guess if like my medium goal would definitely be like so downtown Billings is doing a lot of remodeling in all of the scenery and stuff, and there's so much open available property that like if I could just find a way to just open my own little shop downtown Billings and like have a storefront. And I not be so famous like Justin Bieber famous, but like little famous. Just like a little, just like where I could still run my own candy shop and I wouldn't have to be overcrowded, and I could literally just sit in my candy shop all day long, just make my own candy. Yeah, that would be
That,
that. But I mean, of course, like I want stores all over the world, and I want all that. But I truly would just be totally content if all I got in life was just my own candy shop.
just your
That's
own
it.
store. I can tell. You're
That's
very excited about it.
it. That's
It's
my
awesome.
goal.
That's really good because, listen, what do we have if we don't have goals? Like, I mean, you have to be striving towards something.
Right.
Life would get a little stale if we just sat here waiting. But that's not a bad goal. Like, have you tried reaching out to like the Small Business Administration or anything to find out like what's available? Because there's a lot of grants, and if your downtown is revitalizing, there are
Listen,
things
so
available.
there is this. So I don't. Okay, there is this. Okay. I'll tell you. So March 1st, there's the like battle of the business thing coming down here, and basically like the people that get to sign up, whoever has like the best business idea, like totally gets like $40,000 worth of like reimbursement fees, like for like city permits for like building, like plumbing and electric, like little. It just like covers everything. So like what I'm really like trying to do right now is like if I could just get into that, and if I could just like get past like the submission, and I can get into the competition, I truly think that like. I truly just think I could totally work my way to achieving that. To being
You
able to
have
get.
such a great personality. I don't see him like. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I could
because
absolutely see that
you're a
happening.
performer and entertainer, and there's always going to be a virtual version of you as well. Like even if you have a physical store, you're still going to be beaming out and getting global followers and global invoices or whatever you want to call them. I mean, orders. So you're going to be doing it all. You're going to be doing the physical and then performing also for a global audience, which I'm so grateful for because I want to go to Montana so bad, but I'm probably not going to live there. But
Yeah, it's
we
pretty
can
cold
all
here.
partake of, right. Yeah, I know. But we can all partake of your glory this way. And maybe you'll even have, maybe not Oompa Loompas, but maybe you'll have minions to do so that you can keep expanding. You know, you have people back there making candy while you're sleeping, which I guess would be another part of the dream, right?
Right, absolutely. But so let me tell you, it's going to be a long time before I get to the point where I trust people to make my candy. The biggest reason that I'm still just my one man team is I put so much pride and love. Like I don't let anybody talk negative towards my candy when I'm making it. Like you're not allowed to say any bad words. Like you're supposed to, if you're making my candy, it's all love. because I truly feel if there's love intent behind the candy, you're gonna taste it. And if I call it heartbreak candy, if I'm really sad and I'm crying and stuff and I'm not okay, and I make that candy, I don't sell it because it's heartbreak candy, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna ask where the sugar is when it's full of it. You know?
I love when you try new ingredients. Like you actually try. Like the other night, you were trying the coconut sugar. And
Oh yeah.
you literally like you're looking at it, you're smelling it, feeling what it feels like, and then you're like tasting it. Like
You have a
Like,
relationship to your
try.
candy, which changes. This is like when my mom used to cook for me, and she'd be like, "Oh, and I
Yes,
added
like comfort
love.
food.
The extra ingredient of love." Like you literally are adding that extra ingredient of love, and it makes a difference. It makes a
Yeah.
difference. People who are
Yes.
purchasing it and they have a relationship with you, and you have a relationship with your ingredients and with the process. And it's cool too because if people are watching your lives, like they're seeing you make their candy, so they're in on. Maybe we're all like your Oompa Loompas in a way. Maybe we're your virtual,
Yeah,
your love and Oompa Loompas.
could be.
Absolutely.
What do you call your fans? Oompa Loompas. They might
I've been
Oompa
calling I've been calling them all my little bear cubs so far.
Bear
Oh,
cubs.
that's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for coming on. I mean,
Yes.
Em, do you have like one more question or whatever? I know that we're right up on the end here, but we've
I
thoroughly
don't,
enjoyed
but I
you.
do want to give him a chance if there's
Okay.
anything he wants to promote or talk about. Or again, all his links are up top in the description so you can check him out and follow him and check out one of his lives. See videos of his candy, photos of his candy. But is there anything you had left that you wanted to promote or talk about? Are you going live tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I plan to go live every night. But if you want to on Facebook, you can find me on Bear2 Sweets or BT Sweets. The difference in the two profiles is one is a business page, it's clean cut, all the candy I'll sell year round, and the BT Sweets is a profile. It's kind of like a hidden access into the hidden menu stuff. And then of course on TikTok, it won't always just be candy on there. It will just be the journey of the candy business, and so.
Oh man.
Stay
That's
tuned
awesome.
for the website.
Wow, that is so awesome. Well, you're going to get new followers. Everyone who sees this, of
Yeah.
course, is going to run over to TikTok and follow you. Thank you for finding him. We love him. The only complaint I have is that I don't have your candy like immediately
I
in front of me
know.
so that I can indulge all
I
night
should have
long.
ordered. I should have had him send some. We could have tested it
I
live.
know. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
that would have been a great idea. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Next time,
I
come
said,
Next
back.
time.
Let's do it. Let's
let
do it.
us
Yeah.
know, Michelangelo. Let us know
Yeah.
if you get in on that contest because we will promote you and support you.
Absolutely. I'll keep you posted. March 1st is I'm gonna have my whole business plan. It's gonna be extravagant.
Awesome.
It's gonna be extravagant. So.
We'll be
I
right
love
there. So
it.
that's when you come on back and then we do some extra promo and you send us some samples in advance so we can have like a taste testing show. That'd be so
There you
cool.
go.
I love it.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And
Thank you
everybody,
for all the replays.
replay squad. And we love y'all. Have a good night. Bye.